Hello everybody and welcome to the Race Spec F1 Esports PS4 Global Series Tier 1 round 17 here. We are at the Mexican Grand Prix. My name is BKXI and alongside me in the commentary box I have White Pariah and Racer. How are we today, guys?
It's a good day, good morning here. Really looking forward for the race here today at Mexico.
Yeah, thanks for asking, BK. I'm actually having a good day myself, too. We're going to see some really good racing going on here at Mexico City for the Mexican Grand Prix at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. So it should be a pretty cracking race for today's race.
Exactly, that is the exact location where we are, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, the host of the Mexican Grand Prix in the heart of Mexico City. We have 3 championship contenders still vying for that Drivers' Championship. It's Gaming Burger, it is the Gaming Wafer 16, and it is Chain Game Wow. But first, we need a qualifier. Who will qualify pole today, guys? What's your qualifying predictions?
I think we'll see Gaming Wafer get the pole here today. And in second, I think we're gonna see Gaming Burger, and a name we haven't seen so much lately, OWR Martin Bell. Remember seeing him driving here once, and I think we can see him in P3.
Alright, Race, what about you?
Let's see. So I'm gonna go P1 being Chain Game, and then P2. I'm probably gonna go with Wafer, and then third. I always go third with someone a little different that's not in the top 3 in the points, but I'm gonna do it again. What? Because why not? I'm gonna go with last week's winner, Kirby Texas, to be in 3rd place.
Alright, personally, I think our pole man he's probably been the best qualifier so far this season of Gaming Wafer. P2, Gaming Burger, and I'm gonna go for the outlandish pick. Similar to what you're going for. I'm going to go for Iceman. Iceman to qualify 3rd today here at Mexico.
Alrighty.
So, our drivers are heading out now. Already a lot of varying tyre choices. Some drivers opting for the hards, such as Wafer, Gaming Wafer, that is Alcatraz and Banana. And then there's obviously some guys as well opting for the mediums like Marcus and Zero, and then some guys on the softs as well. So, what race strategy do you think we could be seeing today?
I would typically see mostly a soft hard strategy, or if you want to go for a little bit more of a hard strategy, medium to hard obviously would be the best go. Personally, in my opinion, I would go soft hard as the best strategy. But you could also see a 2-stop strategy like a Canada strategy, soft medium to medium. But we'll see what goes on.
That is it. And Racer, do you want to take us away for a lap of the circuit as Banana Cake Pie begins his lap?
Yeah, so, Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, you got 2.6 miles, you got 2 DRS zones, 17 corners with 7 to the left and 10 to the right. As you can see, Banana Cake Pie going down the front stretch into the hard braking zone of turn 1 now. Turns 1, 2, and 3, you gotta clip those apexes, but also you want to get a good exit speed as you come out of the corners. That wasn't too bad though from Banana. Now we go into the 2nd DRS zone. Now this is going to be the end of the 1st sector, down towards another hard braking zone, turn 4, and then you've got the more technical area of turns 5 and 6, of course. Of course, you'd want to nail them, but you don't want to go too inside of those curves right there, like you can see there. They will definitely slow you down. Now we go into probably the far more technical section, the S section, or it's also known as the snake section. You gotta at least clip the apexes. Oh, it's almost like Mags and Beckett, similar to it. And then we go down. In real life, actually, this is the 3rd DRS because there's 3 of them. But now we go into the stadium section. You got a 90-degree hard turn, and then followed by a hard hairpin, and then get a little bit of a good exit there out of the stadium section towards Mansell Corner, or also known as the Paratada. This is also where Nigel Mansell made his famous move on Gerhard Berger in 1990 Mexican Grand Prix. Banana kicks us off with a 117.3 on the hard tires.
Yeah, and whatever, Marcus immediately follows that one up on the medium tyre, a 116.1 to go on pole, and there's Wingman at 15.3. So, looking at the times set already, and also considering Tier 2 pole time we saw earlier. What do you think the pole time could be tonight, guys?
I would say probably. I hope Zeros did not interfere that in McLaren though, because he was in the middle of that apex. But hopefully that was not an impeding. But anyways, pole time, I'm going to say we're going to see somewhere in the low 14s.
Are you correct?
I gotta be honest, I don't know about times here, but from what we've seen so far, somewhere around 114.
Yeah, I'm sort of thinking maybe the low 14s, but I think maybe if someone like my best bet will be Wafer. I think that Wafer, if he decides to do a lap on the softs, I think he might be able to get a high 13 out of him. But high 13, I think, is definitely the maximum, the limit, you could say, when it comes to qualifying lap times today, as our championship leader Gaming Burger 36 is about to wrap up his qualifying lap, and boom, a 14-1. So already getting increasingly close to where we're predicting pole's going to be.
Pretty much, but yet we have yet to see the guys that are contending with him in the point standings, Wafer and Changame, to even do a lap. Wafer didn't validate his lap at one point. He's also on the hard tire, so he looks like he might be doing. I don't know if he's doing a cooldown or if he's just going to try to race back to the pits. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a lap down either way, it looks like, because his ARS is so badly low.
Ascuna Matara with a purple second sector.
Looks like he's going to get in the 16. 16.2 is the time on the soft tires. Puts him up into 5th place ahead of his teammate.
So that's enough for 5th place at the moment. Slowest of the soft tyre runners, so you'd imagine that he would want to improve on that. As the Alfa Romeo of Odegaard Martin Bell coming through the stadium section. Martin Bell, probably in my opinion, probably the best driver on the grid yet to win a Grand Prix this season. As obviously he's only a reserve, he hasn't raced that as often as he'd probably like, as there is a 15-4. So that's P3 at the moment for Martin Bell. As Chain Game, he's currently 3rd in the championship, someone who's started to lag behind in the title battle recently. He's really going to need a good race today to keep those title hopes alive, and that obviously starts with a good qualifying session. Can he top Gaming Burger's time right now?
Oh, he was so close. 3/10. He had a bad exit out of Mansell corner. That's what cost him a little bit of time. If he probably would have got that executed perfectly, I think he would have gotten at least a 14-0, maybe even a 13-9.
I can break in about that with my friend here in the lobby, Wadiburn Marcus. Talked with him a few days ago, and on Mexico he actually got this is time trial on the soft tires, but he got a personal best on 113.8.
Obviously, time trial and the multiplier aspects are a little bit different, but that could be roughly the pole pace we see today. We could see drivers improve to 113s, and I think if Berger's already getting close and we're only 7 minutes in, I think we definitely, I think the potential's definitely there to get a lap that fast, as I think that's going to be Ferry, the next man to complete a qualifying lap, as he's currently P14, gets at a time, he's on the mediums. So maybe he's looking to start on those mediums, or maybe he's just setting some bank laps. I suppose we'll find out later on. As Ferry now going to cross the line, doesn't take a tight exit, and it's enough for P8 at the moment for the halves.
That was actually in the mediums, but that's not a bad time though. I mean, just at least get a time on the board at least, because it is very easy to invalidate around Mexico. So, I mean, that's for just a safe lap. That's not a bad time, I would say, from Ferry, at least for the moment.
Obviously as well, currently in the top 10, it's obvious now, but just in case anyone does not know, if you qualify in the top 10, you have to start on those tyres. So that's why some of our drivers today might be looking to qualify on the mediums. They might be looking to maybe do a more safer one-stop than the softs to hards, if that's what they decide to do. Obviously the soft to medium is possible as well, but extremely risky, and there's a high probability of a late tyre puncture, and a late tyre puncture is probably the last thing you want at the back end of a race. But that if the drivers choose to make that risk, then obviously That is what they decide to do. Sometimes gambles pay off, sometimes they don't. As I think AU Wingman, I think this is his debut here tonight in the tier. Currently third in qualifying, a decent debut showing, currently 4/10 up on his previous lap time, coming through the stadium section. How well can the Williams driver handle it? Racer, take us away.
Well, he actually isn't validated, so he has to go back to the pits from what it looks. So I think the only one that's on a valid lap is Stone. So we'll see what he does as he comes across with the soft tire run and goes 6th fastest with a 15.6.
So a decent lap there by the Stone Tower, up into 6th. I think that'll definitely be one of his better qualifying sessions of the season so far. So, Stone Tower, someone who hasn't had the greatest luck, but Kuda. I was going to say he was about to finish a lap, but he's aborted his lap, taking a very different racing line through the baseball stadium.
Yes, he did invalidate his lap, but Zeros is the closest one on a valid lap on the soft tires as he's coming around the Paratata. And I think this will be somewhere in the 15s, and it's actually a 15.2. And Young Lights overtakes him. Wow, that's a good time from Young Lights. We see him struggle a little bit, though, from the past couple of races, but so far now making a statement and making a McLaren now 1-3 at the moment.
Yeah, Gaming Burger here got started so a little bit of good tow from Williams, but he got invalid in the first sector.
So Gaming Burger making a few errors right now in qualifying. Doesn't particularly matter at the moment. 7.5 minutes to go, and he's currently on pole position. As we're just trying to find someone now to ride on board with. I don't think there's going to be anyone left. But 7 minutes to go now. Is there anyone who you think is out of place?
Well, Gaming Wafer clearly, but obviously he ran that time on the hard tires, but he's doing a soft stint right now, and it looks like he'll try to, I think he can at least go into somewhere in the top 5, but he basically wants to start there if he wants to at least be keeping the championship close, keeping it honest, obviously.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that in terms of our Championship 3, I think that this is just how I view it personally, but I think Wafer's probably the most desperate to stay a part of that battle, and he slowed down.
He invalidated his lap, so he had to abort it.
Yeah, I'm having a few technical difficulties on my side. It's not actually showing me when laps are invalidated, so you might have to correct me on those things as we move along. As I see Curving and Banana about to wrap up their laps. I saw Curving was a little bit off. Banana Cake Pie, however, though, could improve. We'll keep on board with the Racing Point driver. He's going to come around the final corner now. Can he improve on his lap time? He can.
Just.
And it is P12.
Curving Texas, however, does go 17-2, but remains 14th right now. The only ones that have yet to set a time is Alcatraz and Kuda.
And speaking of those two drivers, that's they're both on the track at the moment. So in about a minute or so, we will be able to see where their qualifying laps can put them. Wafer, however, he is back on the racetrack. He is going back at it. He's in P13 at the moment. Obviously, with his two title rivals locking at that front row, not where you want to be at all. As Ferry set to 14.8 up into 4th, and Wafer's binned it.
There's been invalid again. Taurus driver unlucky today. Now I think he just is going to pit and set another set of fast tires and try one last time.
Yeah, sometimes Mexico is not everyone's cup of tea. I like the circuit, but I know it's frustrating because it's easy to invalidate, it's easy to go wide and lose a lot of time because it's all about momentum and flow. It's kind of like, well, I mean, I don't know if I would compare it to Suzuka because Suzuka is all about rhythm and flow, but that's what I feel mostly in this circuit, but not like on the front straight, but mostly in the technical areas of sectors 2 and 3 are like the most technical, but also requires a lot of rhythm and flow.
Lots of rhythm, lots of flow, lots of flow, racer, lots of flow.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of flow. Too much flow, not enough rhythm.
No, exactly.
But anyway, a lot of drivers have been aborting their laps, so I think our drivers are starting to gear up, ready for their final stints. One of our Marcus, he is back on the grid after many weeks out. He's currently 8/10 up on his previous lap time, a time that could see him up into the top 10, currently in 11th. As he's currently on the soft compound of tyre, can the Mercedes driver improve into the top 10? He does exactly that. He's up into P4.
And also, meanwhile, Christopher came across the line ahead of him, but he got to 6th fast. He was at 4th, or no, I think it was 4th, yeah. He was at 4th, but he went down to 6th. So he's currently 6th fastest right now in the Williams. So not a bad time, though, from Chris.
Yeah, not a bad time indeed. Christopher, he's someone who in the last few weeks hasn't had the greatest luck. Obviously, he did qualify on pole position last week, and I think from memory, he came either 4th or 5th, but I think some post-race penalties might have bumped him up. I am not too sure about that one. Unfortunately, the final race results haven't come back to us, so we can't feed you that information. But one thing we can confirm from last week, racer, was that Curving Texas has been named the winner of the French Grand Prix, wafer in P2.
That is definitely most deserved. I mean, if you want to know what happened exactly is that Curving Texas on the leaderboard was position 6, I believe, but because of a timing glitch I don't think he got any penalties that race either.
Yeah, no penalties. It was a timing glitch because he disconnected on the formation lap.
Right, because he disconnected on the formation lap. So, yeah, that's basically why he won the race, if you were wondering. Banana doing some interesting lines in the baseball stadium, going through.
I think he's just trying to start his lap as quickly as he can.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's come into the pit.
Oh, you know what? I think I know why.
He's going out on the wrong compound tyres.
He did, yeah. That's what I was going to say. He was on the wrong compound. He wanted to go on the softs, but he made a mistake of going in the mediums. Yeah,
so create some creative use of the race circuit there by Banana Cake Pie.
You know, the thing is... go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say we're going to try and look for someone.
I know Wafer's on a lap right now.
Trying to find someone more towards the end of their lap, and I think I found that man.
And would that be
one of the Wingman.
Ferraris?
Eyes on Wingman.
Oh, Wingman, never mind. Yeah, I'm on him right now. He's got a McLaren behind him too, but I think they're both on our lap. But
yeah, both McLarens are on our laps. Both Ferraris are too, actually.
He's looking very close.
AU Wingman on his debut. Can he improve from 8th racer?
Wow.
Oh, that's a nice lap. That is a beautiful lap.
Great lap there.
Front row.
And the thing is, he's got a
Berger has slipstream off him as well.
Oh, that's going to help him a lot.
That could play big favours in the championship fight.
Oh, but look away for it now. He's 1.3 up on the time, purple middle sector.
Let's see. I think Ferry's the next one. Are they all on our laps? Oh, wait. No. I forgot about Wafer.
Wafer.
Yeah, Wafer. Okay, that's the man we want to see. 14.4, but just get above AU Wayman by 15/1000 of a second. So the Toro Rosso up into 2nd place. And I think Kuda
is going to be our next man to finish the lap.
But he invalidated. No, he's not.
He has one more chance if he has the fuel load to do it. Gaming Burger, though, he's currently 2/10 up. Could put him into the 1 minute 13s. He'd be the first driver tonight to do it. Our championship leader, Gaming Burger 36.
He's up. He's up. He's going to go 13.7. Wow, that's an amazing time. That's astonishing.
And Wafer's off. So, I think at the moment, that's it. I mean, obviously there are some drivers still to set laps, but I don't think anyone's going to be able to get that close to him.
No, Chan Game's also validated too, so he's not going to set a lap at all. Now, his teammate, no. Oh my! Well,
young
lights on my screen just completely crashed. And Iceman goes 12th fastest with a 15.3. Next looks like to be Ferry as he aborts his lap.
Yeah, I think Kuda might be our last man to get a lap done here. Obviously, he hasn't set a time yet, so any time would be representative. And could get past NBC Alcatraz. Didn't put in the greatest time down there in P16 as Kuda brings it home in 15th.
Gets above Banana Cake Pie.
Hashtag P16 banana.
I was also going to mention about Banana is he put in the comment section putting big F. Yes, I would agree that is a big F for you.
F.
Yes. But Gary Berger, once again, your pole sitter, and his championship rival Gaming Wafer in second, but the other rival, Chain Game Wow, in fourth. Not having the best.
AU Wingman on his debut could be a factor tonight.
He could.
As Ray take us through the qualifying results.
I shall do that. Thank you very much there, BK. Alright, so the qualifying results are Gaming Burger in first, Gaming Wafer in second, the AU Wingman in third, and then Chain Game Wow in fourth, Young Lights in fifth, YWR Marcus in sixth, along with Ferry in seventh, Christopher in eighth, Martin Bell in ninth, Zeros in 10th, Stone Towel in 11th, Iceman in 12th, Curving Texas, last week's winner, is in 13th, that's Schooner Matata in 14th. Kuda in 15th, Banana Cake Pie in 16th, and then NBC Alcatraz will start from the back of the grid. And also Curving Texas, may I remind you, I think he started from that far back of the grid as well when he won in France last week.
Yeah, qualified P11, but then his disconnect actually dropped him down to P14, so he's no stranger from starting this far back and having to do a miraculous comeback drive. Can he do it again? Wait and see in the next 36 laps. And guys, that could be a very important qualifying session for the championship. I mean, at Championship 3, they're in perfect order from their championship places. It's Burger from Wafer from Chain Game.
Interesting. I mean the competition though is good. This is gonna be absolutely. It's gonna be absolutely interesting to see how these drivers are going to be consistent, because this track, obviously, like I said, is known for it's not very kind if you cut a corner. That's definitely obvious, but it's all about, just like I said, rhythm and flow earlier, and just pretty much just try to avoid getting penalties. That's the main thing. There's no penalties whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. And also, a question I probably should ask in qualifying, but just came to my mind now. This track obviously is very straight line speed dependent, but there are also some high downforce zones in that middle sector. If you're one of these drivers today and you're tuning your car for this race, would you focus more on the straights and straight line speed, or would you focus more on that middle sector?
In my personal opinion, I just focus more on the cornering, just because of how technical the sectors 2 and 3 are. So that's mostly what you want. It's just cornering speed. I know you only have one area, which is the front straight, that goes down for about 800, maybe 900 meters. That's the only thing you can use for straight line speed. But other parts, it's all about cornering and just mainly just getting better exits.
Yeah, I think I would personally go for a setup or the car feeling comfortable in second sector and third sector. Of course, you got that long straight into turn 1, but except from that, it's not so much else to use a little downforce.
Exactly, and I'll give you a quick grid rundown before Pariah takes us away at the light. So it's Gaming Berg, our championship leader and pole sitter, a whopping 6/10 clear of Wafer in second, and AU Wingman on debut in third. Then it's Chain Game and Young Lights rounding out the top 5. YWR Marcus, Ferry, Christopher, Martin Bell, and Zero, they round out the top 10. Then it is Stoned Towel, Iceman, Curving Texas, Schooner Matata, Kuda, Banana Cake Pie, and Alcatraz. Rounding out your field.
Schooner Matata and Banana Cake Pie at the moment, and Banana Cake Pie has just got disqualified from the formation lap, so he has to start on cold hard tires. One
last thing I'd like to note, sorry Racer, one thing I'd like to note before we get away, everyone is on the softs except for Iceman, Kuda and Alcatraz. They're on the mediums. Banana Cake Pie opting for the hard compound of tyre, and as our last man, NBC Alcatraz lines up on the grid. Pariah, I believe that you are going to take us away for the 5 red lights.
Yeah, as we follow from the top at Gaming Burger, waiting for the 5 red lights here today at Mexico, and for 36 laps here. But now, the driver's getting ready. There we got 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. It looks like a very good start from Gaming Burger there. Can Game Wafer get on back there? Look at McLaren, teammate Young Lights then trying to challenge the driving top there. But Gaming Burger getting a good straight line speed out of the start there.
May I remind you, they went 5 wide in the middle of the pack as well.
Oh, I see some wing damage. I think it might have been... Oh, there's a spin. It's Ozone 0. The second Toro Rosso driver.
Oh dear. And then I think Martin Bell had an
Martin
incident
Bell
as well.
I didn't even see that.
I saw another. I think I saw more Carpet Fire just come out of the middle of the straight as well. I'm trying to figure out who that was. I think that might have been one of the Williams cars. I don't know. But
I can also confirm as well in the first few corners there, NBC Alcatraz, he was the Ferrari that got a bit of wing damage. Also was Curving Texas. Both Scuderia Ferrari cars with a little bit of aero damage at the moment, so not the most ideal start for Ferrari.
Oh dear, they're probably gonna have to double stack. Probably, it's just that you can't run with that front wing with no end play. You're just gonna lack downforce and pace. Gaming Burger though leads the first lap of the Grand Prix. It's the gaming bros once again. The Gaming Burger from Gaming Wafer and Chain Game Wow rounding off the top 3, and of course you guys battling for the points right now in the championship.
Yeah, and some strong opening laps as well there. Curving Texas, CUDA, and NBC Alcatraz all gaining 5 places. It was an unfortunate one though for Zero and Martin Bell losing 6 and 8 places respectively, as I think I saw some of the time penalty. I think it was right around Marcus. Don't quote me on that one.
Yep, it was Marcus. He has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings after 2 laps. And also, may I remind you, DRS will be enabled by race control on lap 3, of course.
Exactly. And one thing I forgot to ask you guys on the formation lap, we might as well do it now. Podium predictions for the race.
Very cool.
I think I'm gonna go with Gaming Burger for a win here, with Chain Game Wow in second and Gaming Wafer in third.
Racer?
I'm going to go Burger first, Wafer in second, but I'm thinking Marcus might be someone that might get podium, because right now, as you can see, he is right now bringing the pressure on Chain Game Wow. So third lap is out now, and DRS is enabled. The thing is, though, in the third lap, of course, is that the detection zones are very odd, because it starts in the front stretch, and of course, at the end of
double zone.
Close to turn 1. So, it's technically no DRS right now, even though it is enabled by race control. But I think Marcus made some mistakes there, as now AU Wingman is right behind the Mercedes of Marcus. But he's not technically out of the top 3 just quite yet, or at least trying to at least get somewhere in the top 3, because Chain Game Wow, I'm noticing, has made a little bit of errors as well in the technical areas of the second sector.
Oh, I think I saw a little bit of a slide there from Chain Game, so maybe the tyre wear is coming into effect early on for the Red Bull driver, and that is exactly what he doesn't want when it comes to his championship. When he sees his 2 title rivals streaking off in the distance in front, it's a sight you never want to see when you're in a 3-way title fight like this. And the DRS will be in use for the first time this race, right in a minute, right about now actually, as Wafer will get the activation.
Wafer has the activation, but he's not that far, but he's not close enough to at least make a move just quite yet. But meanwhile, Wingman has got the DRS and the inside of Marcus on the turn 1. Still side by side. He cuts the grass, and Marcus gets the position back. Curving Texas, though, now gets his first penalty, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But right now still holding position for the time being. And it looks like also, if I'm correct, it looks like Wafer looks like to be the faster car right now, as he's got a purple second sector, according to, well, I mean, I don't know if it's a glitch because of Codemasters, but he's looking pretty racy, as we can, oh, AU Wingman, 3 seconds, and Marcus following that up with another penalty against him. So 6 seconds to Marcus, 3 seconds to AU Wingman. But the front three.
That's Kuda as well.
Kuda in the Mercedes in the top 10 right now with a penalty as well. But the top 3, like I was going to say, is the only ones right now in the front part of the top 5 yet to have a penalty. As it looks like Gaming Burger, he seems to have, from what it looks like, he's got more straight line speed slightly to Gaming Wafer. Even though Gaming Wafer has DRS, he can't catch up to him, barely catch up to him at least. So I think Gaming Burger might be using straight line speed to his advantage.
Yeah, maybe Wafer does have a setup more designed for the aerodynamic dependency of the second sector, so maybe we might see Wafer struggle a little bit to catch Berger on these straights, but he might be able to get that time back in the corners as Skoda Matata, a 3-second time penalty there. A lot of drivers actually racking up the corner cutting penalties quite quickly, which is a bit concerning, but it will also be a bit rewarding for the cleaner drivers, as you might be able to snag a few free places by keeping it clean.
I can't tell you from personal experience, like the worst the worst penalties I've gotten in this track is 24 seconds, and that was back in the America Series. Yeah, it's that bad when it comes to...
And add Young Lights to the list of the list of drivers with penalties. I don't know if he already had one, but he definitely has one now. As
no, I think that's his first. And
yeah,
Berger as well.
Berger. This is big.
So Wafer's in line to actually win the race now because he doesn't have a penalty. But I want to look at the race.
This is the exact same position he was in last week, and he bottled it. It was his race to win, and he lost. So his race to lose, and he lost it.
Wafer currently right now has nothing against him, but may I remind you also, Chain Game WoW has fallen like a rock. If you look at the gap now, 3 seconds from him and Wafer, the gap before was at least 1 or 1.5 seconds. So the tires, I think, on the Red Bull is definitely taking somewhat of an effect on him, and he can't even catch up to his rivals as well. But meanwhile, A Wingman right behind Marcus. Banana K5 looks like he got a penalty as well. I think there was another name, I didn't catch it, but A Wingman right now on the back of Marcus, and I think for the time being he's just trying to buy his time. But but Marcus making some little errors.
Marcus.
His
couple errors. Williams drive it. Can he go on the back? No, he makes an error of his own.
Yeah, I think that might have been a warning too, according to that. And now we go into the 90-degree right turn into the stadium section. And of course, like now, it's only half a second between him and Marcus, but Marcus is making quite a lot of errors as we're seeing. He's definitely gone a little bit sketchy. I think the tires are getting to an effect on him as well from the way it looks. DRS enabled now for the Williams car, right in 5th place. But his ERS is definitely depleted, but I think he's gaining. Does it go the inside? He does go for it. He sends to the inside. They banged wheels this time. This time it was Marcus that sends him to the grass. The first time it was AU Wingman that did that himself, and this time it was Marcus that did it. This time.
Yeah, I think the first time that Wingman went to the grass, I think it was just sort of to avoid a collision with Marcus, but this time he couldn't avoid it.
And he also made a mistake as well as he went too deep. And the Williams
have collided. Ferry and Kuda on this contact. Contact is not. Ferry has gone around. He's facing the wrong way.
In a 90-degree angle, and he's down all the way down to nearly plumb last. So. The collision between him and the thing is, Chris is known to get in a lot of incidents. I think we.
Young Lights! He reset the track.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's.
I just saw Young Lights reset to the track.
That's going to be a penalty against him. I didn't catch it, but if he did, that's a penalty. Meanwhile, right behind him, Alcatraz and Skoda Matata battling out in the bottom half, and I think Banana K Pie wants a little bit of piece of action as well. The Ferrari right behind the McLaren. Into the Mansell corner we go. Myun lies, makes a little mistake, but he does go in the pit. But he slid his way through.
And there's a Williams in there too. It's Christopher. So I'm thinking with these guys pitting this early, they could be doing that one stop, or they might be preparing a two stop. Racer, I'll keep you updated on that as Ferry also comes into the pit lane. Can confirm, Young Lights, he's gone to the softs. He's definitely pitting again for a two-stop strategy. They're also going for the softs on Ferry's car. Mediums on Christopheric. So Christopheric, he could maybe get those to the end, but my assumption is here, I would say that all three of these guys are making two stops tonight.
Meanwhile, though, you got a Scooter Matata right behind the Ferrari of Alcatraz. Alcatraz is making a little bit of errors, though, in the second sector, but he does seem to have a little bit of an effect. And Chris with a 3-second time penalty now. Alcatraz, though, even though he's on the medium tires, he seems to be struggling a little bit as well, as much as the cars with the soft tires. The Scooter Matata now with a 3-second time penalty. Goes on the inside into the stadium section. I think the Renault's got a far better advantage this time. Into the inside, pushes Alcatraz away a little bit off track. And
Chain Game!
Chain Game, a 5-second time penalty for speed.
Yeah,
no, and I think, Scooter Matata, I think, made a little bit of a mistake. He made a mistake,
dear.
and he lost 2 positions to Alcatraz and Banana. So let's see.
Can confirm for you as well, Racer, right now that Wingman and Chain Game both opting for the hard compound of tyre. So those two drivers will be
Banana.
going out to the end.
5-second. Sorry to interrupt you. 5-second time penalty for Banana and a game place penalty. So he must have had an illegal overtake that happened, and he did not give the position back to his Scooter Matata. So that means he's going to lose a position regardless of what happens. And of course,
do you have any eyes on that one?
On which one?
Don't worry about it then. So at the moment, Chain Game has opted for the undercut. Could we see Burger and Wafer in this lap, guys?
I probably would say that you want to go for the undercut, but who's going to blink first is the question. As they come to
exactly. They're coming around the last corner now, so we'll see if they bite the bullet. Burger has. Wafer's opting not to.
Oh
no! Burger fades into the pits as well.
Oh my goodness. So, 8 seconds.
Shingy Wow on the outside of Iceman before the stadium.
Gets it done.
Yeah, now can maybe do to Martin Bell then. Now he goes to the pits. So we'll get the DRS from him.
Obviously he's probably gonna opt for the hard tires, I think. But right now, Wafer is in first, but hasn't pitted yet, but he does not have a penalty, may I remind you.
Alcatraz gets a penalty, and I'd just like to point out to you right now, Berger has opted for the medium tyre, so we're up, I think we're going to see a two-stop or a soft to medium tyre strategy.
If he goes, if it's one stop on mediums, that's a big gamble.
That could be a gamble that could play dividends into the championship later on. It could be a game changer here. These differing strategies, and what do you think Wafer's trying to do then? Obviously it's lap 10 now. Honestly surprised that the soft tyres have lasted this long. Will he pit this lap? He comes around the final corner. I think he slides a little bit. Those tyres are almost dead, and he slides again, and he's still staying out.
I think he was trying to go for the pits, and then he just made a mistake. He had to counter steer, and that's why he had to stay out.
Gaming Burger gets past Alcatraz.
Meanwhile, Kerry, Texas finally goes into the pits, and of course he will also have
yellows.
It's a VSC, and Young Lights is gone.
Young Lights is gone.
Young Lights is gone.
Yeah, that car's in a very precarious position.
His car is his car is crashed before the stadium section.
Exactly right. That's actually where I crashed into too. So definitely, well, not that close to the corner, but around that area. As some drivers now opting to use this opportunity to hit curving Texas and Scooter Matata on the hard, Banana and Zeros on the.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if this couldn't get BK, if I could mention, if it couldn't get worse for gaming Burger, another penalty against him, 5 seconds for exceeding track limits.
Yes, at the moment, Gaming Burger, the man who personally I thought was probably the most composed heading into this title fight, I think his frustrations from last week are starting to show.
So now we'll see Gaming Wafer come on to Mansell corner. Does he go in? Now he
Your yellow's
does.
in second sector, it's Iceman. In the wall there, that's unfortunate for the racing points.
Yeah, he spun into the snake section. Meanwhile, Wafer, what does he opt for? Obviously, he's going to have to opt for the hard tires, and he does. Now, Kuda will overtake him along with Gaming Burger. Obviously, the VSC didn't help Wafer as much, but also Alcatraz from being the bottom of the grid up to third now. But he has yet to pit as well because he's on old mediums for the moment. But the gap between Wafer and Burger, if I can look at the leader intervals, is 7 seconds. So this is still in line for Gaming Wafer to win this race as well, even with him being far back.
Just because Wingman and Marcus is fighting again for P6 here. Wingman got past Marcus.
Contact!
Marcus breaks blatant touch. There's contact, but Marcus hasn't lost any of his front wing, it looks like.
Oh dear, what's happened? It's caution in the first sector.
I think it's Christopher.
There's still more contact. Oh, no, Marcus is gone. Oh. Marcus is gone. He's lost a little bit of his front wing.
They were getting hella dicey, those two, Wingman and Marcus, and unfortunately, Marcus is the one who came off second best, and he gets a 3-second time penalty to go with it. Definitely some wing damage on that Merc, as, what's he doing there? That's some very peculiar looking driving there, some interesting racing lines, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
He's just cutting through.
I think he's gonna retire in the pits.
Probably.
I got a feeling for that. Yeah.
Alcatraz and Chain Game battling at 4P3 down the first straight. Chain Game with the DRS to aid him straight past up to podium places. And one thing that's really only just finally come to my head is that Chain Game has gotten the undercut to work on Wafer. Ask me why that only just clicked in my brain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say something about that too, because yeah, I noticed that Chain Game managed to at least get the undercut, but I also was gonna mention too, if you noticed the way like Wafer was weaving, it was way around in the DRS straight as he finally gets by Alcatraz. But that was a bit of interesting tactics there from a Gaming Wafer.
It was a nice overtake on Alcatraz there, yeah.
As we know, Gaming Wafer has a very aggressive driving style, and obviously he sees Chain Game not far up the road, so he wants to try and stick within the DRS. At the moment, he's just out of it, but he doesn't want to get held up by Alcatraz if he can help it. As 14 laps into the Grand Prix, it's Gaming Burger in P1, the championship lead, and it's Kuda and Chain Game rounding off the podium. Kuda yet to pit. Then it's Gaming Wafer in 4th, Alcatraz 5th, once again, yet to pit.
But even with the undercut that's worked on Chain Game, it's still not enough because Wafer still hasn't got a penalty yet. So it's pretty much still Wafer's race to lose, even with him being in 4th right now.
Yeah, he's in the exact same position he was last week, Racer. It's the cars once again have fallen into his deck because the two Renaults have collided slightly there. So Cyril's not going to be happy about that one. As Ferry looks to try and capitalise.
And Banana, oh my goodness me. As Lascuda Matata trying to go on the inside. And now he's going to lose positions. And Banana with a bold move. What a brilliant overtake there from Banana.
Hashtag P10 Banana.
Exactly. But, oh wow. I thought Stone Towel was going to collide with Ferry there for a minute. I was on board with Banana. I didn't know if he was clear or not, but my gosh. But Banana cake pie right behind Ferry, but he's got more momentum from the way it looks than both of the cars ahead of him. Into the stage section we go, but he's also got another Renault behind him as well. Of Lascuda Matata. Now, the
it's a nice looking Renault set, isn't it?
Banana, oh, he got a little bit of a bad. Oh my goodness me! Bad little exits there as he slid. He almost went into the pits on his own accidentally, but it doesn't matter. But Ferry with DRS on Stone Towel goes to the inside into turn 1. Does he make the move done? A little bit of a slight bump, I think, but Ferry does make the move done ahead of the Renault and up into 7th place. Also, we remind you that he's also on the soft tires too, so he's gonna have to pit again as soon as possible. Because those tires are gonna dead. But meanwhile, Banana up into 8th place, gets by the other Renault. Nice moves there. Good recovery though from Banana. After starting from the back of the grid, up into 8th place so far. Hashtag P8 Banana.
Hashtag P8 Banana. Banana Cake Pie. He is not messing around. He actually has some pretty decent pace around this circuit. So, you know, don't count him out against Ferry right now. Even though Banana is on the slower tyre, he still has potentially quickest Christopher Ferrick another 3-second time. But that's definitely not the first time we've seen that name in race control tonight, as Kuda has been overtaken by Chain Game and Wafer's right behind him. So a 3-way battle ensuing at the moment for P2.
Push Kuda though on those older tires, but Chain Game pretty much made that move look really easy. Now can Wafer get by Kuda? Oh, does he try to go forward? No, but Chain Game does go pretty deep though into turn 4, but still holds the position for now. Oh, a massive lockup there from Gaming Wafer there into turn 5. Or actually turn 6, my bad. But still, that was pretty close. He almost hit the back of the Mercedes. Into the snake section we go. Kuda. Oh my gosh. Kuda is really struggling with those medium tires. You could tell from the way those tires are just sliding around. It's like driving on ice skates, really. It's just so slippery. Right now.
Yeah, Kuda slide all over the joint. It's not going to be something the Wafer's going to want to stick behind for too long. Lucky for him, the DRS activation point is right about now, as across the line right behind Kuda. DRS will be activated now, and I think this is going to be the time for Wafer to strike. He's low on the ERS front compared to Kuda, but we know what type of driver Wafer is. He's going to go for it.
He's going for it on the inside. Does he make the jump? They say that's fairly done.
But
no,
Kuda's going to hold.
Kuda's trying to hold up, but no, he cannot. I'd say that was pretty fairly good move there from Gaming Wafer. Up it's in 3rd place now. But if you look at it, also penultimate 1st place. But Kuda is still fighting him off on the outside into turn 4. Another big lock up there from Wafer, but holds the position. But he's still got the Mercedes behind him as well.
All right, Pryor. What's your view on all this, Pryor? We haven't heard. We haven't really given you much breathing room at the moment, so go ahead.
Of course, I've just been staying a while from Gaming Wafer now, and just one thing to notice is that overtake all the time. He barely got any ERS use. So that's kind of tricky for him when he gets out of the last corner. Barely any ERS use and overtakes.
May I remind you that P8 Banana is maybe close to P7 Banana, right behind Ferry, going towards the stadium section. Does he look to go the inside? He actually holds the position.
Doesn't at the moment.
Holds the position for now. Ferry
Kuda's in the pits as well, and he's gone to the hard tyre. So if he was going to pit for the hards from the mediums, I'm a little bit puzzled as to why he waited so long to make the move. Maybe he was trying to hold out for a safety car to try and capitalise on that. But outside of that, I don't really know why he took so long to pit.
Meanwhile, Banana Cake Pie goes on the inside of Ferry, makes the move done, and now it's actually now P6 Banana Cake Pie. Moves up into 6th place.
P6 Banana.
But also, I don't know if he's going to last this long with the medium tires, because he's still got a lot of life on those tires, but it's going to be a stretch if he goes one stop, so he might opt for another stop if possible.
Oh, Wafer, that's huge.
Wafer, 3 seconds.
Wafer with a 3-second time penalty. Sorry to cut you off right now, Racer, but Gaming Burger 36, he's going to cross the line and to do the same impression my good friend Trevor Byers would do. Sorry, half the race gone and half still to go. Cheers, Murray. Back to you, Racer.
Little impersonation of Murray Walker, I see. But I was going to say, a big mistake though from Wafer, though, coming towards the stadium section. He just made a little bit of a slight error by sliding. So that cost him a lot of time. And his ERS is absolutely depleted. So this is also what's going to hurt him as well. Caution.
Yellow's in the third. Sorry to cut you off. It's Ferry. The Haas is around the wrong way at the final corner. I think this is time for him to pit now.
Yeah, I think the tires are just absolutely gone at this point. So yeah, now is
medium tires to the end, I would predict for him. I will keep you posted on that, Racer.
Thank you.
I think I'm dreaming right now because I think something I've never seen before, gaming wafer with ERS in 0, like not using anything. That's a new one. I think I'm dreaming or something.
Oh no, Ferry's actually called it time, unfortunately. Obviously we don't want our drivers to give up, but it's unfortunate to see the Haas driver is out as, yeah, like you said prior, Wafer, he's actually not trying to push the absolute life out of his car for once.
But he's also making little errors though. He went wide in the entrance of the same section. So 2 mistakes he's done in that same corner, but this time just going really wide. But I also want to take a look at the penalty count now. Gaming Burger, I think has like 13 seconds if I'm correct. Yeah, he has 13 seconds. So Chain Game, what does he have? He just has a 5-second.
Chain Game has 5. I'll check it for you, and then Wafer has 3.
I was just looking at it actually, but
yeah. No, I also just checking for you because like rather see some action than the race director on the screen.
Safety car. Safety car. Whoa.
Now, the safety car changed absolutely everything last week in France. Could it change everything again?
Oh.
As yet, look at the pit lane. 0 downwards. So 10th, the drivers in 10th and below, they're all going to be scrambling into the pit lane. I would imagine it would be the mediums to the end from this point on.
Yes, they are. They are going to the medium compound tire.
I think that anyone who doesn't pit to the mediums from here are just shooting themselves in the foot. That includes Gaming Burger.
Chris is on the hards, and he also had wing damage apparently too. I think he just killed his race.
Iceman's also a lap down at the moment, so he's gonna. I think he has to stay out this lap. I don't know. I understand why he's pitting, but he's not going to be able to unlap himself now. So Iceman there, a little bit of a strategical blunder at the moment. Christopher on the hards just compounded that one as Burger is serving his time penalties.
He's serving his time penalty. Here comes Gen Game in. Wafer following along as well. So, with the serving of the 5-second time penalty, I think, well, that was just at least one of them. I think that's now reduced to 8 seconds because of it. But Burger does hold his position.
And also,
wait, hang on a minute. The pit crew were not ready for Gaming Wafer.
They must have stacked him with 0 because he pitted not that long ago. But yet he still emerges out behind Chain Game.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch the double stack, but okay. So if that's what the case was, I don't think that was. I don't think the pit crew were ready for him.
Yeah, now the top 3 fight will be really exciting though for the last 15 laps.
Yeah, they're all the exact same compound of tyre prior. That is it, mate. They're all the same compound of tyre. The penalties might be slightly skewed, but it is. Oh, and Iceman's been disqualified.
Iceman's been disqualified.
Well, so Iceman's been disqualified, but he's still driving. I think it's just a little bit of a glitch, but
I think that's a glitch on your end because I didn't see a disqualification.
Iceman has been able to unlap himself because Burger was serving those time penalties.
Right. Okay. But you know what? Want to know something? He's on the softs. The only one on the softs.
Yeah, very interesting tyre strategy. He might be out of medium compound tyres. You never know. But, yeah, I think he might have to stop again if he's on the softs. But everyone right now on the mediums, except for Schooner Matata, who opted not to pit. I think he just wanted the track position, which is fair enough. Christopheric on the hards as well. And Iceman's back in the pits. This is a risky move because the safety car might actually jump him.
Did he pit for new? Wait. Okay, that was a glitch.
He's just pitted for new mediums. So yeah, he has realised the mistakes in his pit strategy. So Iceman now on the mediums, and I believe the safety car queue is not going to catch him. So no. Iceman, he will have to push pretty hard though to make sure he actually catches the queue before the safety car comes in. And I think that most of our drivers today, maybe except for Scooter Matata and Christopher Ferrick, most of our drivers have gone for what I see the right tyre selection here on the safety car.
Yeah, pretty much 90% of the field, if you look, are on the right call. But Scooter Matata, though, I'd say that definitely shot himself in the foot for not pitting, because he's still on the hard tires, and they're 11 laps old. And also, Christopher Ferrick is also killed himself as well in terms of the strategy. But even though he's further back, he should have pitted for the mediums, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe he didn't. Maybe he just didn't have the faith in the medium compound tyres that everybody else has. Unfortunately, though, I think in the long game it is going to cost him. The Scooter Matata as well. I think he has made the wrong pit call, and I think really for the drivers behind him, he's just going to be a sitting duck.
Yeah, exactly.
As Kuda and Banana Cake Pie, I just saw them trade places. I think this is actually the second week in a row now where Kuda has been up to some safety car shenanigans, so it's very interesting to see Kuda's approach to the safety car.
Well, of course, the main rule is you cannot overtake under safety car conditions. I
suppose if he gets placed back, it is legal.
Well, yeah, you have to get the position back regardless, unless it was just a glitch in the system. The safety car looks like it's going to... Yes.
Ooh. I was about to say, yeah, from here, guys, who do you think's going to win?
I think right now it's in line for a wafer at this point, just because he has fewer penalties than the field ahead of him. But he doesn't. The only way he's going to win, though, too, is if he doesn't deplete his ERS completely. Well, we know he's known for pushing it, but I think he just needs to be a little bit less aggressive, maybe do a little bit more of a conservative approach if he wants to win this race.
What about you, Pariah? Your win predict?
It's a hard one. I think I'm gonna go with Gaming Wafer.
So 2 bets on Gaming Wafer. I actually think it's going to be Chain Game. I think out of our 3 championship contenders today, I think that Chain Game has actually been the more composed of the 3. And as you know, racing, it's not always about how fast you are. It's also, how strategic you are, how composed you are. It's more of a mental game than anything. And I think today, I think Wafer and Burger have just been a bit frustrated. Wafer with getting a little bit screwed over in his pit strategy. The overcut didn't work. I think Burger as well was a little bit frustrated after the incident with Chain Game last week. And while we've been talking, I don't know if Christopher Ferrick has been listening into the stream, but he has swapped onto the medium compound of tyre, so he will actually have the freshest mediums out of anyone.
That is true. But even though he's on fresher tires, the thing is that when you're under safety car, you don't have to worry about tire wear because you're not really even pushing.
Exactly right, and I believe safety car will come in at the end of this lap. Everyone has caught it except for Iceman, but he should be able to catch it this time around. So, yep, safety car in this lap. So after the safety car comes in, we will be seeing 13 laps to the finish. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on tight. You are not going to want to miss this. Who will win the Mexican Grand Prix? Will it be one of our championship 3? Or will we see a surprise winner like Irving, Texas last week? We don't know yet. We will have to find out. As Gaming Burger is getting ready to take the restart. And the green flags have been waved now.
I want to also refer to NASCAR little quote there from Larry McReynolds. Pull those belts tight one more time.
As for all the drivers behind the lead,
we got 5 wide behind them. 5 wide, and
look at the championship battle. Look at the championship battle as well. I think I saw some contact between Chain Game and Gaming Burger that has allowed Wafer to go for a bit of a run. Don't count out Banana Cake Pie.
Banana Cake Pie's in this one as well.
Wafer defends.
Wafer. Banana's right there on the inside. He had to go into the inside curb. But he also gets the inside line.
And Banana Cake Pie, he's proven today that he is a force to be reckoned with on the overtakes. Banana Cake Pie, from 16th place on the grid, is on the podium, and Wafer's going to try and go with it. Can Wafer do anything about it? I think he might try a dive here. Kuna with 3 seconds. worth of penalties.
Does he go
Wafer,
on the
surely
inside?
he drives,
No,
but
he does
won't.
not. Of course, he has to stay back. But DRS will be enabled back in lap 26, of course. But Gaming Wafer, though, right behind Banana Cake. But Banana Cake Pie, unbelievable racing so far from the racing point. Curving Texas, though, has caught up as well into 5th. The back markers that started in the backfield are up in the top 5. Here comes Curving Texas.
Yeehaw! Here comes Curving Texas, boys!
Curving
As he
Texas
comes flying through the straight line speed. Paying off, he's up to the 4th. I don't think Wafer can do anything, but I don't think he can do is hit Curving Texas. He drops down to the 5th.
Unbelievable drive, though, from Curving Texas. This is incredible drive from him so far. Now he's got Banana Cake Pie in his sights with the straight line speed as well. A little deep in the brakes, but he will hold the position. Unbelievable drive, though, from Curving Texas.
Kuda and a Scooter Matata as well, duking it out for P6, and Kuda gets through. So Kuda as well, I think he was one of those drivers that started near the back, just being able to move his way up to the front, and looking at the last 2 laps, the rails have really started to fall off for Wafer. Oh, that is unfortunate. However, Wafer has a fantastic run. Will he get
on the
Texas
inside,
here?
into the stadium section. Here we go. In the inside, the Toro Rosso makes the move down to the Ferrari, but he makes a little bit of a risky move there. The little Ferrari makes a little bit of contact, though, in the hairpin of the same section. Into the Mansell corner we go. It looks like a little bit of squirrely there from a Banana, but I think Wafer had the
fastest lap.
Berger set the fastest lap of the race.
Oh, well, look at Curving. Curving is going to get
Texas
Wafer
again.
as easy as pie. As easy as Banana Cake Pie did a couple of laps ago. As Alcatraz is well moving up to 8th, so the Ferrari's making a lot of moves here as now Stone Towel and Scooter Matata. Oh, the Renaults have collided again in the opening sector.
Oh, dearie me. Meanwhile, though, contact made between Chris
Christopher Zero makes some contact.
Now here comes Martin Bell on the inside. Does he make them? No, he had to cut the corners as well. And now a Wingman Bell with another Mercedes. Oh, dearie me. Oh dear. I'm trying to pick. What happened?
So I was on board with that one. I think that Martin Bell was just trying to hold it around the outside, and I think Chris was just trying to run him out of room. Unfortunately, it did affect both
Chris
drivers
went onto
big
the track
time.
very dangerously too. Oh my goodness me. But A. Wayman getting in a tangle with another Mercedes though, but he at least gets ahead of him in the time being. But meanwhile, we've got the battle for 3rd place. Banana, Curving Texas, and the championship contender, Gaming Wafer behind him as well, into the Mansell corner. DRS is enabled as well. Now
It's the last thing Wafer
here comes Curving
DRS is up.
Here comes Curving Texas though. Banana tries to get out of the way, trying to defend the inside line, but he's no match for the straight line speed of that Ferrari. 3rd place to Curving
Look at
Texas.
that Toro Rosso!
But here comes, oh my goodness me, Gaming Wafer right behind Banana now, but under DRS help as well. Banana trying to hold off his position as much as he can. Does he go for on the inside? But
Wafer's not having any of it.
Oh my goodness, a contact made there as well, but Gaming Wafer with the bold move gets up into 4th place.
Yeah, Wafer, I don't think he was a fan of the overtake that Banana put on him earlier on in the race.
I don't think so either.
I think Wafer's just repaying the favour. Obviously, in terms of safety car restarts, this is everything that Wafer didn't want. He wanted to be right behind Chain Game and Berger, not stuck 5-6 seconds behind, battling it out for 3rd.
Exactly, though, but now he's got the Ferrari to deal with as well. Curving Texas, start from the back of the grid, up into 3rd place. This is no stranger to what we have seen from Curving Texas. Now, DRS help will be enabled now for Gaming Wafer, but he also has his DRS completely depleted, and that's something I've said before. I think we have all said over and over again. But meanwhile, a Wingman on the inside of Banana Cake Pie and moves up into 5th place. Good move there from the Williams, and also he's doing a great job for his debut so far.
Yellow's in sector 2. It's Christopheric. So
Chris
I
again.
think he might have. I don't know if that was just a simple driver error, or maybe if he made contact with Martin Bell again. But it seems like the Williams and Alfa Romeo are not the greatest friends at the moment in this Grand Prix. as two of our champions, Gaming Burger and Chain Game Wow, pulling away, racing their own race. So at the moment, it looks like Gaming Burger could be the winner here. Curving Texas, however, still holding up Wafer.
Okay, Martinbell's gone. Wait,
Out.
is this going to bring a safety car? That was the question. Or did he retire from... Oh, he retired in the pits. Okay, then never mind. No safety car then. Never mind. False alarm. But...
False alarm, guys.
But Toro Rosso versus Ferrari. Italy versus Italy, but with Ferrari power versus Honda power. Into the DRS zone we go. And I think Curving Texas has a little bit more slight advantage. But with DRS help from... Gaming Wafer, does he make the move done? He's
even too far back.
He's too far. He's way too far away. But can he get better exits though out of turns 1, 2, and 3 is the question.
One thing I've just noticed as well, guys, is that Wingman, he did just get a time penalty. He has DRS as well, and so does Banana. So Wingman and Banana actually have DRS.
Here comes Gaming Wafer on the inside! Into turn 4. He makes the move down on the Ferrari. Curving Texas bumps him out of the way. That's still raining wheels. Oh my goodness me. And the over-under move from Gaming Wafer. More contact made. They're still making contact. Oh no! Wafer just clipped the inside of Curving Texas. Gave him no space whatsoever. Oh my goodness.
There was debate last week over who won out of those two, but who has won out of those two today is the Gaming Wafer. Probably not in the circumstances that we would have liked. We would have hoped to have seen a clean battle. But this has allowed Wingman, Banana Cake Pie, and Alcatraz all with a legitimate chance at getting a third here on the race circuit.
Well, remember though,
Wafer's no DRS left.
Oh, Wingman! Wingman gained much slipstream as possible, and he gets it to third.
I was going to break in with a collision with Curving Texas Game Wafer. I was on board with Curving Texas, and for me it looked like he was going to go in a little dive bomb and try side by side there with a late break, but Game Wafer closed the door for him.
Yeah, so I think it's just a case of hard, but yeah, I think it's just a case of really hard driving. Obviously, though, we don't know their perspectives. If Wafer gets on the podium, we might be able to hear his thoughts on the ordeal. But there is still 7 laps to go. We never know what can happen. As Wingman is actually pulling away from Wafer, and I'm trying to look at it now. That Toro Rosso doesn't have any wing damage, so I think right now Wafer's just losing pace.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah. Had a bad day here today. It looks like after the safety car he lost a few places. He's very far behind his other two driver championship battles, Changwao and Gaming Burger. They're very far in front of him. So yeah, I'm wondering what's going through Game Wafer's mind now, because if he wants to keep fighting about the drive championship, this is not the results he can deliver.
Comes Alcatraz
That's
on
exactly
the inside
right.
of Banana Cake Pie into turn 1. Ferrari makes the move done easily. But the thing is, more to that incident, I think the stewards will have to take more of a closer look at that, because I think there was there was quite aggressive driving. Alcatraz weaving his way. I don't know if you should do that, Alcatraz. The thing is that when you're weaving like that, you can't do that. It's against the rule to swerve when you're trying to break out of a slipstream. You can defend your position as possible, but Alcatraz, that I think is a bit of a questionable move there, I would say, in that second DRS straight there. But meanwhile...
Yeah, NBC Alcatraz, he's having a good race today. He did start at the back, up into 5th at the moment. I think this actually could be one of, if not his best race result of the season so far. Obviously, 5 laps to go. We never know what can happen here in Formula 1, and AU Wingman and Gaming Wafer are still going at it, and I think that Wafer's going to want to try and get this overtake done at the soonest moment ASAP, as soon as possible, because that man is clearly frustrated today.
Oh, I would say that underneath that crash element, he is absolutely furious right now, but also... If you think about it, since the Chain Game and Burger served their penalties, Wafer is nowhere in reach to actually even overtake him from penalties. So this is pretty much looks like to be bad luck after bad luck for Gaming Wafer from the way it looks.
Just not as nice.
Pardon? Sorry,
Ever since that safety car came out, his race has gone off the rails for the Toro Rosso driver. And you know what? Everything adds up in this championship. Poor performance today might just be the thing that cost him the Drivers' Championship. You never know. This could be the turning point, ladies and gentlemen, in the World Drivers' Championship. It could have just spun it positively in Berger's favour. The man who, I think in most people's eyes now, is the odds-on favourite to take championship, as after this, 2 rounds to go. One in Suzuka and then the finale at Yas Marina, as Wafer is no longer in Wingman's DRS.
Oh, that's going to hurt him a lot. And also he's got Alcatraz and Banana starting to slowly catch up as well.
Slowly?
But also Banana trying to bring the pressure on Alcatraz as well. Alcatraz cuts the corner there slightly too. Oh, but goes very wide at the end of turn 3. Banana does have DRS, but I don't think he will get to him quite yet. Gotta say though, I love it. A little bit of a side note, but a little bit random note, but I do like the number though. From Banana Cake by number 42. Reminds me of Jackie Robinson.
Number 42, Banana Cake Pie. As, yeah, Banana Cake Pie and NBC Alcatraz definitely candidates for driver of the day, and with only a few laps left, who is your driver of the day, Racer?
You know, I was going to say Kirby, Texas, though, just because of the outstanding drive he had, but you know what, I mean, even if he's down at the bottom, I'm still going to give it to him. He had a fantastic drive, and it's just that all the aggressive driving that happened, it definitely cost him, but I'm still giving driver of the day to Kirby, Texas, regardless.
What about you, Pariah? Driver of the day?
I think I want to give it to Banana Cake Pie. I think he's been doing a very good race today, made good overtakes. So, and now he's fighting with Alcatraz about P5, so I think I'm going to give it to Banana Cake Pie.
Yeah, my pick is probably a little bit boring, because if we were just watching his race, it wouldn't be the most exciting thing in the world. But my driver of the day, he's currently leading the race too. It's Gaming Burger. He got it into the lead, he minded his own business, and it's just been another one of those classic Gaming Burger drives where he gets out in the lead and he sort of just takes off and does his own thing.
I probably would say that's probably would be my second option too, just because of that. But also, to mind, he also cracked, the only driver to crack into the 13s as well, in qualifying as well.
Yes,
so,
almost 7 tenths faster than second place Gaming Wafer in qualifying. And one more comment I'd like to make, I definitely agree with Pariah's pick as well, Banana Cake Pie. Definitely a bit of a highlight reel tonight with his overtaking ability.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw some really interesting overtakes up from Banana Cake Pie. I mean, the thing is that he was starting from the back of the grid as well, just like Alcatraz and Curving. But yeah, you got to give him credit for what he's done so far, I would say, throughout this entire race. Meanwhile, we have
absolutely superb drive for the Racing Point driver, who hasn't had the greatest luck recently. As you may know, he is one of our 8 Grand Prix winners. He did win all the way back in Brazil many weeks ago.
But meanwhile, we have now 2 laps to go with Gaming Burger leading the way, and he's got another few more corners until we could get the final lap started for the Mexican Grand Prix. So far, it's been nose to tail battle from what we have been seeing throughout mostly the entire race. The safety car definitely changed a lot in terms of, well, pretty much the top 5, especially for Gaming Wafer. I think Gaming Wafer came out worse, but came out best was Gaming Burger. Final lap has now started for the Mexican Grand Prix with a 7-second gap between Gaming Burger and Chain Gang. Wow.
NBC Alcatraz as well, picking up 3 seconds worth of penalties once again, and so does the Stone Towel, as, like you pointed out, Racer, the beginning of our final lap. Will Banana Cake Pie finally go for that overtake to break the top 5? He does have the DRS very low on the ERS front. Alcatraz is conserving, but it's not going to be enough to hold on. Banana Cake Pie around the outside, and he does it perfectly.
Nice. Close to the door, but good move there from Banana. And he does get DRS again because of the detection point, as you can see there. But the thing is, that's what's going to hurt him, though, is...
Alcatraz sticks his nose in.
Doesn't make the move done, though, just quite. But I was going to mention...
he's gone for the switchback!
Oh, into the switchback.
These guys are getting dicey. It could allow Zeros to maybe get a shot. And so did Chain Game right before that, actually. But for the final time today, Gaming Burger 36. He does a classic Gaming Burger 36 drive. He wins. Still has a time penalty in effect, though. Could this change the title of the Chain Game?
Oh! Yes! Wow!
Chain Game wins!
Over penalties. A Wingman next to cross, but does Wafer overtake him?
No,
yes,
Wafer holds on. Wafer will cross the line in third. It looked unlikely for a little while there. Penalties do save him. Banana Cake Pie in fifth.
Oh dear! Oh.
And Alcatraz has finished in 7th. Zero's in 6th. Kuda now coming across the line. And he slots down the 9th. Stone Towel in 7th now. Iceman now in 7th. Schooner Matata crosses the line in 11th, and Curving Texas will be the last of our runners here. So, the championship gets a little bit more interesting now, because Chain Game, wow, for the first time in many weeks, has won a Grand Prix, and he wins today in Mexico.
Yep, since the United States Grand Prix, I think, that if I'm correct. So, pretty much won the North American side of things for the... of our global F1 calendar.
What a finish.
What a brilliant finish. What a race.
And to think as well, that late penalty is what cost Gaming Burger this race win here. And, 2 weeks left. That could pay huge when it comes to the Drivers' Championship later down the line in the next 2 weeks.
Alright, well, stay tuned, everyone, though, because you probably don't want to miss this exclusive post-race interview in the Global Tier 1. But Chain Game, wow, first win since the U.S. Grand Prix with Gaming Burger and Wafer rounding off your podium. And I will run you down the order one more time. As I mentioned, the top 3 already. 4th place was A Wingman Banana with, or I should say, hashtag P5 Banana. In 5th place, Zeros in 6th, Iceman in 7th, Stone Towel in 8th, Alcatraz in 9th, Kuda in 10th, Scooter Matata in 11th, Curving Texas in 12th, and the cars that did not finish, Christopher, Martin Bell, Ferry, Marcus, and Yun Lights rounded off. But
what a race.
What a brilliant... This tier does not disappoint at all whatsoever.
The finish seemed a little bit dull, I don't think either of us really we didn't check the penalties because we didn't think that Berger was in a position to lose the race.
I didn't think so either.
But very interesting, but like we said, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We will have your Championship 3 in the party for some post-race interviews, and I think for the first time in a long time, it's those 3 on the podium, so, open forum. See this as sort of like a hype press conference for the championship right here.
Exactly.
But we will get our championship contenders in the party, and we will be back soon. Alright, so we have Chain Game here. We have first and second here, so if one of you can follow up on Wafer to see if he's coming, I'll get this started, because we do have our race winner, ladies and gentlemen, Chain Game. Wow. Chain Game, are you here, mate?
Yes.
First off, it's in your PSN name, but wow. Here on the stream, we didn't really expect you to win the Grand Prix with all, we didn't really think penalties were going to be a factor with the gap being so big. did you know that you were in a spot to win the Grand Prix, or was that a surprise to you as well?
No, I was surprised with you commentators as well. Since the safety car told the checkered flag, I was every time checking the penalties from Gaming Burger, but it was always 3 seconds, and I was all the way down in I think it was 6 or 7 seconds. And when I crossed the line, I was watching the stream, seeing where Gaming Wafer was, and somehow I was in first, and I was quite surprised by that, as I didn't got the pace today. So I think I'm very lucky today, and also happy to close in a bit. And with Japan coming up, one of my favorite tracks, it's good to have closed up.
Yeah, I mean, like we noticed in the first half of the race, like you seem to be struggling. I would probably assume part of it when you lost pace was because of maybe tire wear. If so, was that part of it? And then, did you think that how much luck did you think you got with that safety car coming out too in the second half of the race?
Can you ask that second question again?
How much? Excuse me. Well, let me rephrase the question. Do you think you got very lucky when the safety car came out in the second half of the race?
Yes, obviously I was I think 12 seconds behind him, and I didn't know what strategy he was playing. But the safety car played a big part in the end result for me.
Pride, do you have any questions for Chain Game while we have him here?
I'm not so good with this interview, so I think you can finish it off with the interview.
Alright, so Chain Game, obviously once again congratulations, a surprising win. Obviously we didn't expect it either, but do you think this win today could lead to some strong results in the next 2 weeks?
I really hope so.
And you know what, for the sake of the championship, we really hope so too.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that, ladies and gentlemen. That was your race winner, Chain Game Wow. Now on to Gaming Burger. Are you here, mate?
Absolutely.
Alright, so P2 today. I'll sort of start off with the same question I asked Chain Game, but were you a bit surprised when you crossed the line and you realised that you weren't the race winner?
Oh no, I thought I was going to lose that by 3 seconds. I had I think it was 8 seconds after the safety car, and it told me that Chain Game had none, so I had to push 8 seconds, and I didn't reach it from what I felt. And then I got that 3 second on the, I think it was the
last lap.
Yeah, it was in the fucking third sector. It was a bit of a pain. I just pushed it too wide. It was on purpose, just to fucking gain. Hopefully more.
I will let you know one thing. I will let you know one thing right now, Burger. Right? Chain Game got a 3 second time penalty about 10 seconds before you got that one on the last lap.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't have that information, but if he had that, that probably could have won the race for you. It's heartbreaking stuff to hear, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you watch back on the stream, it'll say Chain Game 3 seconds, and then you straight afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Or the other way around, it was one of them. But you both got 3 seconds on that last lap, like 10 seconds apart.
I got a 5 second under the virtual.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was some pens, eh?
Yeah, you had I saw you had 5 seconds for a speed in the pit lane, and then you exceeded track limits apparently under VSC. But I think you served one of them. But you served one of them, I think.
So yeah, the pit lane was I'll take full blame for that. But that 5 second under the virtual, I might put that in the stewards room. See how that goes. Hopefully it turns out well. I need those
Could
points.
change the course of the championship.
Yeah,
maybe. But but I also want to ask. I noticed you in the first pit stop. You pitted from soft to the mediums. What did you think you were going to go for? Were you opting to go for a 2-stop, or did you think, right, I'm going to try to go for at least to the very end on the medium tires?
mediums we're going to make it to the very end. I can promise you that. I just needed to be nice and smooth with it after maybe, I think it was 7 laps after pushing to get that 13 second, because I had 13 seconds before the safety car. So I just went for it. hopefully I'd get that 3 seconds and that 13 seconds, and I got it. But then the safety car came out as soon as I got it. So shit happens, I guess.
Well, unlucky on just missing out on the Grand Prix win, but ladies and gentlemen, obviously, like last week, the race win could be decided in the Stewards room. It's not exactly what you like to see, but unfortunately sometimes that's what has to happen. So next week, we'll let you know who the race winner was. Was it Chain Game or was it Gaming Burger? We'll let you know, but Gaming Burger, congratulations on a stellar drive. Definitely a better outcome than last week from your point of view.
Thanks, man.
Alright, and now on to P3. Wafer, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, obviously, that safety car, I think out of the three of you here, I think you were definitely the biggest loser from it. What happened on that restart? Because it seemed like you lost a little bit of pace compared to your two rivals, and then all of a sudden you had Curving Texas and Banana Cake Pie all over your rear end.
Yeah, so going into the second chicane at the end of Sector 1, I took an inside line and broke early. Banana just went around my outside. Got the move done, and then Curving had really fast setup down the straight and just got past me. And then, I got past Banana, and I did the exact same thing to Curving Texas. And I've just looked at the footage again, and I'm completely a car's length ahead going into the 5th corner, which is the right-hander, and he's absolutely savagely sent it down the inside, and then he sent it again at turn 6, because he's fuming, and then at turn 7 where he spins out, I'm completely a car length ahead, and he sends it, and just spins himself out. Completely brainless and stupid it is. Completely not a knobhead.
Yeah, we were discussing that over the stream too. We were thinking that could be looked at the series room, but I think to me in my POV, it looked to be more of a racing incident, what you said. I think Curving Texas went a little bit too aggressive, but pretty much back to I want to get back to also the safety car. Now you pretty much were in link to actually even winning the race, because the guys ahead of you had penalties. Berger had 13 seconds at one point, but obviously he served it well ahead instead of Chain Game. But Chain Game had 8. Were you completely aware of the situation between those two in terms of the penalties?
Yeah, I was. I checked it under safety car, and was getting pretty excited. Thought I could win it, but that happened. But other than that, it was a fantastic race.
Yes.
I was really contemplating the 2-stop on lap 5, which turned out to probably have been a really good decision.
So, so Wafer, it's obviously it's sort of the same as last week, isn't it? Sort of the race was sort of in your hands, and then unfortunately, you could say as well, Curving Texas is probably the one who took it away from you again. Last week he just kept his nose clean and won the race, but this time around it was Curving Texas just trying to overtake it.
Yeah, I mean, he had a solid car down the straight, so it was just all I could do was outbrake him, and I did.
Yeah, I think it's just it's sort of what Gaming Burger said, the exact same quote. Just shit happens, and for your sake and for the championship's sake, I hope you can bounce back with a strong result next week in Suzuka.
Yeah, thanks, and also knowing that the next race isn't a strong one for Burger from a few weeks ago, it's a real confidence boost.
So it seems like we have a confident Championship 3 heading into the final round. Racer Pariah, any last questions for our podium 3 before we go off the air?
Nah, nothing special. I'm just real exciting for our last races to see who gets to draw a championship.
Racer, how about you?
No, pretty much been a good race overall, but BK, I think there was something you forgot to mention in the stream.
Oh, yes. One thing I didn't mention in the stream, almost forgot it, but we'll get to it now. Today is actually Racer's birthday. And tomorrow is Pariah's birthday, so we've got a lot of birthdays here in the commentary box.
Oh, Racer!
Yep.
Happy birthday, mate.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, mate. Hope you enjoyed it. You too, Pariah, tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
And yeah, that was our podium interviews, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still here in the chat, give Pariah and Racer the best birthday wishes. Racer for today, obviously, is it's like 5 in the morning or something for Racer, so his birthday's only just getting on the way. And then obviously tomorrow for Pariah as well. But that has been the 17th round of this championship in Mexico City. We'll see you next time at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Who will win the championship? Will it be Gaming Burger? Will it be Chain Game? Or will Gaming Wafer finally find some luck? You'll have to find out next week. But until then, we'll see you later.